Hey, Mark Rodriguez here. You're watching America's #1 cure for insomnia, the Diving Cutter Wrestling Podcast. And with me is.
Jack Knives from Jack Knives Review.
This is Jupi Chan, also known as Jupi, or you can call me Wendy. And I'm going to turn this over to the one, the only, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that's too sweet to be sour, Johnny Rodriguez.
Yes.
All right, guys. Now we're going to be going over AEW Forbidden Door.
Maybe the door should have stayed closed.
Okay, good. They're in London this time. It's 2025 edition and everything. And they always do. We're going to be going over our predictions and what actually happened, who was right, who was wrong, stuff like that. And before we go into that, we got some wrestling news here and there. Just real quick, before we go into the bigger, more recent news, we found out recently the whole thing with Danhausen. First of all, I'm surprised that he still is at AEW because, I mean, he's been gone forever and a day.
He still works here against his will.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That apparently now it's found out that he's still under contract for like whenever he gets, because I guess he's still recovering from injury. So whenever he's out of injury, he's still in contract for like another year or 6 months, something like that. But it's like he doesn't want to be there. They're forcing him there, and it's like, okay, Tony Khan, if he doesn't want to be there, just let him go.
Sometimes you have to sell those action figures. You know, they don't have the value anymore. Just sell it off to someone that will take it and put it in their collection and take better care of it and treat it better.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. I believe they did the same thing with. I know they did the same thing with Ray Phoenix and Penta. They did the same thing with them where they, because both of their contracts were up at the same time, Penta and Ray Phoenix, but because Ray had that really gnarly injury. You remember when he had his arm out and it went, and so he had like 8 months off or whatever. So they basically were like, well, because you got injured, you got to stay here and you got to earn us back money. So, yeah, that's basically what they did. They kind of did the same thing, I guess, with Danhausen, which is still like Phoenix didn't want to work there. And I guess Danhausen doesn't want to work there either. I don't
The thing I like that wasn't fair with Danhausen is that he was already kind of injured when he came in, so he was mostly used for shenanigans and just cameo appearances and all the stuff or whatever. So he only had like a handful of matches, if even that, and everything. So we never got the chance to actually see him like perform in the ring, like and all that. It's like. Imagine if Orange Cassidy was brought on and we just hear about his goofy stuff, but we never get to see it. And I know whatever you might think regardless, Jack, of his little kicks and stuff, you know what I mean? But still, imagine that we never got to see him because all he does is just appear in the crowd, just does this once in a while or whatever. But you never get to see any of his actual things because he never got a chance and whatever.
Right.
And that's how I feel about Danhausen, that he never got a chance to actually do anything. You did mention times about his gimmick with the teeth or whatever. Never had a chance to do that in AEW. You know what I mean? Like it was mostly used for cameos.
Or more with Danhausen, but things happen.
I mean,
he hasn't been on TV since like 2023 or something.
He's done like small cameos where he'll be under the ring and go, ooh, and that's it, like the curse.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, he spent more time at Comic Cons than he has in the ring.
I know, right? Yeah. So, what was the other big news that's happening recently with these guys up in blood and everything?
Yeah. So, well, on a positive note, before we get into that, Cody had his second child.
Oh yeah, we saw him.
Yeah, Leilani. That's his new second. So now he's a double down baby dad. He's a double down girl dad. So good news to Cody. That's kind of some really positive news. Another good news is
I would say too.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would say for that. Too bad, his father not around to see it.
Yeah, unfortunately. But another good news is B. Priestley has officially signed with Stardom, and so that's a big news because as of late they've kind of lost a lot of their big stars to either Marigold or WWE. It's, to be fair, being Stardom how they are right now, I don't really blame them. But it is good to see B back on her feet, so that's a positive.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad to see her be back in her regular name, not Blair Davenport. I'm glad to see her back in her real name and everything.
Yeah. B. Priestley deserves far more respect in the world of wrestling than she did while she was in America. I hope down the road she'll get another opportunity. I think honestly she would kill it in like the knockouts division, or even like if New Japan still wants to double down on like building a women's division, that would be cool for her to be like at the forefront of it. Would be cool. But anyway, I digress. to quote Taz, I digress. So the big hullabaloo that everyone's talking about is the Syko Stu Raja Jackson incident. And for those who don't know, quick summation, Raja Jackson was invited to a show called Knox Pro, which was a WWE ID independent show based out of California. And he went up to Syko Stu with his full Kick crew. So he was filming like I Show Speeder, all these people. Syko Stu thought he was part of the show, hit him with a beer can, apologized right away. And the promotion / one of the wrestlers told him to, oh, don't worry, at the end of the show, we'll have a planned spot for you to get your revenge. And Raja Jackson literally said, I don't care what they plan for me to do. I'm going to beat the crap out of this dude. So he does, in fact, that. Near the end of the main event, Syko Stu is fighting, can't remember who it was, but he fought someone, and there was a spot for Raja Jackson to slide in the ring, pick up Syko Stu, drop him, look intense, and walk away. Basic 1-2, and then, maybe down the road if they want to fight, whatever. Raja Jackson instead slides in the ring, picks up Syko Stu, drops him, and starts pummeling him, punching him a grand total of 21 times in real life in the face, knocking his teeth out, causing contusions, having blood on his shirt, and turning Syko Stu completely unconscious and requiring at least 4 to 5 people to pull him off.
And turning his face into a hamburger, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Syko Stu got sent to the ER. He was in a coma for, I think, 12 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
God damn.
They said he was in critical condition. I know that. And afterwards, Raja Jackson was still in the parking lot. He was on the phone with his friend and on camera literally said, well, he just pissed me off. He shouldn't have pissed me off. It was his own fault. And basically admitted he did it. He basically went into business for himself. And as of right now, the family did create a GoFundMe with contributions from some of the biggest names in wrestling. Jericho, Jericho's donated. All these tons of wrestlers have donated thousands of dollars. Even shockingly, of all people, Mr. Beast commented and donated. He actually made a statement saying when he found out the truth about Stu, the real man who, for those who don't know, most people don't know who he is, but he has been on the independent circuit for 15 years. He is a former Iraqi war veteran who was actually became a wrestler to get over his PTSD of the war. So once that became public knowledge, Mr. Beast donated $10,000 to his GoFundMe, and
we finally made it. Mr. Beast finally gets a reference on our channel.
Yeah, there you go. But I think if last time I checked, I think his GoFundMe was somewhere between like $170,000 to $180,000. So I'm like, it's crazy. But he is stable. He is awake. Although he is obviously missing all of his teeth. But the controversy goes with people divided. Most people are on the side of Raja Jackson committed a crime.
Yes.
As in battery, assault, and attempted murder. And then you have people like Rob Van Dam, who, quote, is on the side of Raja Jackson. And Mark Henry, who wants to blame Syko Stu because he's a wrestler who should have known better than to hit him with a can, because apparently getting hit with a beer can is equivalent to getting pummeled 21 times.
Getting your shit rocked.
Yeah. Which is, to me, is the equivalent of someone saying, well, this guy stole a cheeseburger without paying from McDonald's, and this dude went to a steakhouse and stabbed a waiter in the face. So they're both kind of bad. I'm like, no, no, very different. So, what do you guys think? Do you think Roger Jackson should be in jail?
Face some kind of prosecution, because that's overkill.
Yeah,
And not only that, when you think about it, he's a big UFC MMA type dude that obviously didn't hold back. And he's lucky that the other guy, because I don't know what shape he's in, but he's kind of a kick guy, a indie wrestler, whatever.
Well, that's the thing is Raja's not a small dude. He's like about average build. I'd say he's probably like, I think he's like 5'11", but he's like a little over, close to 200 pounds. But Psycho Stu's not a small dude. Psycho's like almost 6 feet, and he's 300 plus pounds. But he's a former war veteran. For you to be able to knock out a war veteran with your fists like that, okay, no.
As I'm saying, a regular person, like someone from the crowd or something, they would have been dead, just flat out dead, or coma for life or whatever.
I was wondering something, but I didn't hear conflicting things because, like I said, I didn't see the entirety of the video, only like little parts of
so
it.
gruesome. YouTube is like demonetizing your thing.
Yeah, they demonetize people that are showing it. I mean, you talk about it, but they can't show footage from it and let you like blur the stuff out. But the bits that I did see of it, it's like more like after that point, we can definitely tell that something was wrong. And the thing I was hearing is like they were saying like they didn't. It took a while for them to click that something wasn't right, which is why they went into trying to break it up. But I also heard too that maybe after he powerbombed him and did that first slam to him, that could have knocked him out, and which means he could have been unconscious from the time he hit the mat and he started punching on him.
Yeah, it's possible. The way he slammed, it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, and if that is the case, that means he is knowingly beating down a person that isn't conscious. So that should be
attempted murder,
criminal charge.
Yeah.
Because you can't. It should be straight up attempted murder because you can't defend yourself if you're unconscious.
Yeah. So yeah, I do agree with that. And like I said, the thing with Mark Henry here is like Jack said, someone steal a burger from cheeseburger from McDonald's means me they are super desperate. And then you got the other guy going to the steakhouse to stab someone in the face. There is no with the apples and oranges. They're not even on the same. It's not a comparison. Someone throwing a can at you and then apologizing for doing it. They thought you were part of the show. That doesn't mean you should go and just beat someone to death or attempt it.
So has the guy at least been suspended or pending an investigation or whatever, like they usually do in cases like this?
Well, generally he should be in jail, but because his father is Rampage Jackson.
And I heard this thing he was saying too.
His father is famous UFC star Rampage Jackson, who famously on Raj's Kick channel apparently said at one point, because he has 3 kids, he said he set aside college tuition for his other 2 kids, but set aside bail money for Raja because he knew one day he would need it. And I'm just like, wow, if your own dad said that, that's funny and sad. And that means he failed as a dad. But anyway, but the fact that Raja afterwards literally is on camera, I don't know if I mentioned this, he was on camera talking to his friend on camera and saying on the phone that, yeah, he just pissed me off and he shouldn't have pissed me off. So I'm like, he got what he got. So he had no remorse, knew exactly what he did, and he was like, okay. So what do you think, Johnny? What do you think about this whole thing?
I think this whole thing's a hot mess. And
this
has to be dealt, with the crimes he did. And come on, you're being somebody that's unconscious. There's no need for that.
Because there's always a fine line between entertainment and just a straight up a crime. And like, that's the thing is like,
you're good agrees, yeah.
We're fans of the wrestling industry and we see that shit happen so often where it's like, is this a crime? Are we witnessing this now? Because I'm like,
especially if you watch the AEW stuff. Oh wow, they just beat up Nick Wayne and put it on camera to show to the world. Oh, he just blew up his house. Or even going back to like WWF and WWE. Wow. What's name just got hit, but good thing he did it for The Rock. And
officer, this undead man came out of the grave and attacked this Samoan with a shovel. we need at least 4 patrol cars ASAP. Like, I'm just trying to explain that. Like, oh wait, what now? Go back. But what's here's the thing that I laugh about. So after this whole incident, Nox Pro, who had a WWE ID banner, which is their program that would allow WWE to scout talent in WWE ID, he picked him up like that to drop him on his head.
Oh wow!
They picked him up and he went wham right on.
Yeah, so there's a chance he could have been a card by the time after he hit the mat.
So Nox Pro, which is owned by Rikishi and one of his 6 billion cousins, they own the promotion. They had their WWE ID status removed completely. And from what it sounds like, Nox Pro is probably going to be shutting down. But they're not going to give any retaliation to the wrestlers. It's solely on the promotion itself. And more than likely Rikishi, obviously, because even though, he shouldn't have done it for The Rock or for the Raj. He should have. Sorry, it's too easy. It's too easy. But he shouldn't. He shouldn't. Like, here's the thing that makes me laugh. JBL, who, if you know his history, is no stranger to really hurting people in the ring for real because they piss him off. Mm-hmm. He called the actions of Roger Jackson a straight up crime. If JBL can spot the difference between a receipt and a crime, Mark Henry and RVD and the rest of the wrestling community should be able to. I'm just saying.
Just high.
RVD is just like, I'm having a kid. He doesn't care.
No, see, RVD, he would be like, yo, man, see, I wouldn't have felt none because I've been too high to feel anything. Because he smoked all the dope on time, so that was serious, man. Or he lost a lot of brain cells from what he's been doing all these years.
Yeah.
Rob, can you get me some more? Rob, can you get me some water? Hang on, I'm winning this game of Centipede. Rob, that's the microwave. Oh, okay.